All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day.
Now Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's set. Down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Pick me up. Here we go. Watch the safety creep. Check 3, check 3, check 3. Hey, alert 33.
Mayfield now. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Here we go again.
From the gun, Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Mike, you must be getting tired of seeing me. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
First carry now for Gus Edwards. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with second and a yard.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
Play action now. Brissett, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. 20. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for a Browns TD. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
I'm coming after you.
A first down throw for Brissett. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Myles Garrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Another try after the first down sack. Brissett. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 39. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Alert 3, alert. King.
On third down, Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Good job, offense.
Odell Beckham. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Keep playing.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a run with Edwards. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's Brissett. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. A gain of 8 and a 1st down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Samuels. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, check 24, check 24. Check safety. Watch that. Go. SOS.
They'll run the toss here. Edwards. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Here we go. 50 set. 50 flat. Mike. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Go. 53 to Mike. 53. Check 53.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. And he finds McDonald. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 44-yard line.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Steelers nothing.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Wide. Get wide. Kill.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 31-yard line.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Brissett now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Here's Edwards. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Slam. Switch it.
On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though, 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Brissett. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
They'll run on first down. It's Edwards. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Hey, watch this.
On second down now, it's Edwards. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And the Steelers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6.
Watch the backer. Fofo's the Mike. Mike's Fofo. Here we go.
Throwing. Brissett toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
The Browns drive about to get started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw, Mayfield. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Gus Edwards, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go. Let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On first down, Chubb able to get forward for about 4 as he's taken down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Mayfield now from the 50. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Harris. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Mayfield now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. Mayfield to throw it. Got a man, that's Rashard Higgins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mayfield. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Get ready.
So what a turnaround there. A roughing call on the field goal try leads to 1st and goal. Throwing, Mayfield. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Mayfield looks to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs as we just saw there.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Check it out. Where'd it go?
Now it's Edwards. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Check. Check three.
They'll go back to Edwards on first down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Gus Edwards with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. Extra point now by Boswell. And this is no good as well. He's missed twice now, and that's the difference in this ball game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Browns' drive about to get started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Play action now. Here's Mayfield, and he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Bud Dupree in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Mayfield. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
They run with Edwards, and he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Check 53. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Brissett, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seeming has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down.
Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Check.
Brissett. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh 1st.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Come on, set. 15 on it. 15 on it. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Gets it to Smith-Schuster on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Buddy up. 44's the mic. 44's the mic. Who that? Who that?
From the gun, here's Brissett. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Shit. Hey, alert 3.
They'll run here with Edwards. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Mike. Now watch one, watch one.
Brissett now. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Browns drive about to get started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Second and 7 at the 28-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Get the ball, D. Get the ball right.
Here's Mayfield. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
3rd and long for Mayfield. Able to find Harris, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 23 yards, the final tally. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Pittsburgh, it's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Alert flare. Alert flare. Flare. Hey, alert 33. Check.
Now Mayfield. That's complete to Robinson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 1st down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle.
At the 32-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 50. Check 50.
Mayfield down. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And once again, the Browns are back in front. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Come get some.
And someone a little too eager to block this extra point. Henceforth, the flag. With that penalty, they only need 1 yard for the 2-point conversion.
And that can make all the difference trying to get those 2 points, right? Inches count down here in short territory. Maybe now they can get the 2 points that they want a lot easier.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
It's our time. It's our time. It's our time.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Let it go.
Brissett sets to throw it. He finds his man Johnson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
That's good for a Steelers first down.
Brissett now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Bring it. No time.
To throw is Brissett. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Check 37. Check 37. Check.
On first down, Edwards. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. Know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
65.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Brissett, open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run on first down. It's Edwards. And able to work his way down to the 16. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. To throw, Brissett. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Check the backer.
A give for Edwards, running right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They come out here in the I. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Double dog. That's the way. 49. Check 49. Check 49. Shit. Bumps out the helmet. Here we go.
Mike, 50.
They'll look to run with Edwards. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I see you, boy. I see you.
It's now 3rd and goal.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game.
Okay, baby, I see you.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd and goal now in a one-score game.
Jack! Watch twist. Watch twist.
Quick the edge. Come.
Switch.
Hut, go.
They'll try and run. Edwards. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This for the lead in the final stages. And Boswell's kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Strip that ball.
Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. It's caught by OBJ. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. And he missed it. It's no good. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Steelers, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on